Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Well, technicals don't lie. I saw the top on the S&P futures when the S&P is printed at 65.08 3/4. So many big sell divergences up there. Again, I told you I was looking for a pullback. Since that, we dropped about 95 points on the S&P. I still think there's further to go here. We had Palantir that was hit a price of 190 and dropped to 18, down 9%, hit a low of 157.50 and change down that. But again, great patterns across the board today. The key here was when the 60-minute time frame reversed the sell on the spiders. It correlated with the 30 and the 15. I'll show you that pattern. Great shorts on the 15-minute time frame on the spiders. Really great one. Also, everything lined up on the underlying continuous contracts. We went a negative trend all day. Coinbase reversing to sell on the 30-minute time frame. Two great shorts off the 15 on Coinbase. Netflix absolutely destroyed. Reversed to big sells on Netflix. I'll show you that one. Also, AMD down over 5% today. NVDA down 3%. Avago down over 3%. The Dow bucked the trend here today. But again, a lot of great patterns. I told you when Bitcoin was around the 122,000 level, I said, let them have them. Bitcoin down 9,000 points off the highs there. So many things were overextended here. So many stocks were overextended. We saw Amazon down 3 today. The patterns today on the 15-minute time frames were absolutely amazing. Great patterns on the 15-minute time frame. NVIDIA reversed the sell on the 30 and the 60. Two great shorts on Avago on the 15, NVIDIA on 15, AMD on the 15, Meta on the 15. Great, really great patterns here. So much to show you. So let's just get right at it, okay? Really great patterns here. All right. So today we're going to look at the first one here, the 940 pattern. I'm going to show you this pattern on the Qs from earlier this morning here on the 940 on the 5-minute. This push down here, and then this beautiful bear flag. And then this is a really great short off the 5-minute time frame that we called. We said it. Look to short this above the 575.30. And then when the 5-minute time frame reversed to sell, we have what's called a double red short. And you can see this, you take this short here on the 5-minute, and then you can see the negative MACD, the rising ADX here. This is an absolute Picasso pattern. Look at this, 572.15. And you can see the drop here and just kept on dropping all the way down. Never looked back once that 5-minute time frame got overbought. And then here, this is the beautiful pattern of the day. The 15-minute time frame set up at 2 o'clock. I said the patterns would set up between 1 and 3, 2 o'clock. 15-minute time frame really pushed down here. You can see 570.42, and you can see the drop here of about $2. Now, when you made the new lows here on the Qs, you made the new lows here. The MACDs did non-confirm on the 5-minute time frame or the 15. So 568.25, you can see the sharp rally of $1. You made the new lows here. MACDs non-confirming here on the 15-minute time frame nor the 5-minute. That's why we got the rally here. But great patterns on the Qs here. Really great. This was, like I said, this bear flag right here on this push up here. Very negative MACDs, blue over yellow, ADX rising. Great pattern there on the Qs. Let's look at Coinbase here. Coinbase again. I'm going to just teach you this pattern here. The 30-minute time frame reverses to sell. You can see it here, but right here the 15s were negative right here out of the gate today. You can see the 19th. You got this big push up to 15, 17. That's a really big bear flag. Never look back. Look at it, drop $10 on that 15-minute time frame. Actually, The trade was right here on the 5-minute. And then you can see the 60-minute time frames were already in sell mode here on the 60s coming into the day. So when the 15 reversed to sell right here, you had was a sell disconnect, right? And then look at this beautiful bear. Look at this bounce. You short this bounce here on the 5-minute time frame. So this is the first bounce on the 5-minute time frame. Right here, you can see the 30 reversing to sell, correlating with the 15 and the 60-minute time frame. You take the short right here, 306.89, and ultimately you can see the drop of about $4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars. You can see within the 8 bar, you can see the Coinbase dropping here. I'll show you another great short on Coinbase. It's called the double red short right here. When the 5-minute time frame reverses the sell and you correlate into a negative trend, what do you look to do? You short the first bounce right here, 304.07. Never looks back here. Drops more than $3.50. Let's look at Palantir. Palantir got absolutely destroyed today. And this is the pattern of the day right here. Look at this monster bear flag. I said to short this, I would look to short this above 164 to 165.5. All the time frames, the ADXs are rising. Look at the 30-minute time frame. You can't ask for anything better. ADX rising, MACD's negative, huge selling pressure. Look at this beautiful bear flag. Look at this beautiful bear flag, Palantir. 15-minute time frame, got absolutely cabooshed. Look at that, dropped $6. And then at the end of the day, you can see the push up here again. I'm going to show you a really great pattern on Palantir. It's called a double red short. Right here, meaning that the 5-minute time frame correlating with the 15, 30, and 60-minute time frame. Here's a nice little bear flag right here, again above the 160 level, and you can see the drop here of about $2.80. Beautiful pattern here again. You can see another short here at the end of the day, 159, and it got absolutely cabooshed here, about $2, more than $2. Great pattern. AMD today, absolutely amazing pattern. AMD. Look at these shorts. Look at this bear flag at AMD in a negative trend. Overbought 169.73. Look at the drop here. Boom. AMD drops 2. Here's the other 15-minute overbought condition. Boom. Pushes up. Here 167.80. And you can see the drop here of about $1.50. Two great shorts on AMD. Avago reverses to sell on the 30-minute time frame. Right here, you can see Avago reversing to sell on the 30. And then what do you look to do? Boom! Look at this short right here. Overbought into the negative MACDs. ADXs are rising. Where the hell is this going? Look at this, 299.68. Avago, boom, new lows. Here's the other short here, right here, at the right around the 230. 294.26. Boom, kabooshed, down about $1.90. These are great patterns, especially when you have the 15-minute, the 30-minute time frames. These are unbelievable patterns here. Okay, let's look at the spiders. Beautiful patterns on the spiders. The 60-minute time frame reverses to sell right here at what time is that? 12:30. Look at the beautiful bounce on the 15 right here around the 2 o'clock time period. 639.63. Well, look what happened. Boom. Okay. Dropped about 8 handles, 10 handles here. And then if you look at the 5-minute time frame, this is the absolute trade of the day in my eyes. The 5-minute time frame right here goes double red, meaning that the 5-minute time frame correlates with the 15, the 30, and the 60. It drops here. Look at the short right here at 11:35. And this is now we're in a sell disconnect. The 15s and the 30s on the spiders are a negative trend on a sell on the 2 of the 3 time frames. The 60s still bullish, but the S&P futures were negative on the 15, 30, and 60. And look at this pattern. Look at this. S&P futures kabooshed. Look at this. Boom. Look at the spiders. 641.85 drop. Look at that. Okay, dropped 17 points on the S&P. Again, great patterns on the double red. And again, if you look at the spiders here okay, at 1140, you can see how the ADXs were rising on the 15, the negative MACD, the big selling pressure. So when you see this type of bear flag like this, the negative MACD, the ADX is rising, the overbought condition, just it's an all-in trade. This is all in. Enough is enough. Unbelievable. Unbelievable pattern. I want to show you a great sell divergence today. An Apple on the new highs. 60-minute time frame, Apple, right? Reverses here. You can see the push up right here on Apple at 10:30. Is this right here? Sorry. Above the 312, I'm sorry, 232.87. Is that today? The 19th. Right. Look at where do you think Apple's going with a negative MACD like this? Where's Apple going? And if you look at the 30-minute time frame here, I have them in the backwards order. You can see here, here's 10:30. The 60-minute time frame, the MACDs did not confirm the high on Apple. A great short there. And then when Apple reverses to sell on the 15 and on the 30-minute, you can see the 30-minute reverses to sell right here. You can see what do you look to do? You short the bounce on the 15 right here above 230.90. We called that great short, and look at the drop in Apple. All right, look at that. 230.90, and it got down more than $1.30. Another great short there. NVDA reverses to sell on NVIDIA on the 30-minute time frame right here. Look at this at 10:30. The ADXs are rising. The MACDs are negative below the pivot, blue over yellow. The 60-minute time frame reverses to sell right here. The 60-minute reverses to sell at 10:30. Now you're in a negative trend. What do you look to do? You short the bounces. Not on the fives. Beautiful bear flag here. And here's the 15. I called this short above 177. NVIDIA got cabooshed about $1.40. But then obviously if you're in a negative trend and you have these ADXs rising, here's a double red short right here, the 5 correlating with the 15. And what happens, you could take every one of these overbought conditions on look at this beautiful bear flag. This is the first right here, 9:35. The right here, you can see the 30-minute reverses to sell right there at the 10. And then you could take the short. You have a sell disconnect. And then it just went down, down, down. Every overbought condition, major shorts here along the way on NVIDIA. Here's another bounce, another bear flag. Every short, every bounce in NVIDIA was a major short. Let me show you UNH here. Another great short. UNH reverses to sell on the 30-minute time frame. Okay, here's a 5-minute. Let's look at the 15s here. You can see the 15-minute time frame. What a great short. Look at this short above 305. Look at this. The next bar, boom, down $3.50. Again, UNH reverses to sell on the 30. The MACD is negative blue over yellow above the pivot. It correlates with the 15. If you look at UNH here, the UNH reverses to sell here at 11:30. Okay, so now you're in a complete negative trend. And then what do you look to do? You short the first bounce right here around 2 o'clock, 1:30, 1:45 on the 15. Absolutely, absolutely cabooshed. What a great, great short there on UNH. Absolute Picasso, especially once the 60-minute reverses to sell, you short the bounces on the 15-minute time frame. Unbelievable patterns today. Also, GLDs, gold, still a negative trend. Gold had nothing but sells all day. Gold down to 18.19. The gold futures reversing to sell here. These GLDs are still negative on the 15.30 and hourly. When the gold futures reverses to sell here at 9:30, you can see right here the 15 reverses to sell at 10:45. And then all you had to do is just take every bounce on the 5-minute time frame throughout the day on gold. You can see here every rally on gold on the 5 was a short. And if you bring up the GLDs, you can see a really great short pattern right here on the 15-minute time frame. Let me bring that up for you right here. This was a really great short off the 15 right here towards the end of the day, 305.68. And you can see gold drop 4. But again, the ADXs are rising, MACD negative. When you have an ADX rising on the 15-minute time frame, you could use the 5-minute time frame to short every single bounce. Unbelievable there. Microsoft down 7 today. Again, really great pattern in Microsoft off the 30-minute time frame. Guys, I look at the same names every single day. Look at that. This is an absolute Picasso. 511.91, Microsoft. Boom. Look at that. 2 o'clock right there. Boom. 511. Look at that. 511.91. Microsoft drops 3, 2, 4, 6 bars. Okay. Microsoft, unbelievable short. And with that being said, when you get that short on the 30-minute time frame, here's the key. The ADX is rising on the 60-minute. 60-minute MACD negative. The ADX is rising. Look at this bounce. Unbelievable. An absolute Picasso bear flag. Huge pattern, down 3. Unbelievable pattern on Microsoft. All right. When I get back, I hope you guys understand the methodology here. And again, I really want to teach as many people around the world my software to be able to really hit singles and doubles every single day. But it's important to understand when you're trading the markets, you want to be consistent, be able to learn from me. So many people did I'm just beyond blessed to have my community just every single day hitting singles and doubles and just hitting their goals and really being really consistent. That's all I ask for. When I get back, I'll tell you what I expect for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we have the FOMC meeting. So it's going to be really active in the first hour. Then forget it. Just twiddle your thumbs till 2 o'clock. I don't see anything happening. Powell speaking on Friday at Jackson Hole. Walmart's earnings are on Thursday. So that's going to be a real telltale of the economy here. But for tomorrow, okay, we're in a negative trend. I still look to see if we get any type of push down here on the morning. The MACDs are positive here on the underlying ETF, so that should absorb something here. But I do think we're going lower. Doesn't mean we don't go up first and then just keep zigzagging. Again, that gap at 60.50 on the spiders on the S&P, I think is going to get filled in the next several months. In the next couple months, maybe even lower. That big gap at 56.50 on the S&Ps, that's tempting, man. That's a big one down there. That's 800 points from here. So we'll see what happens. But that will be a real good cleansing and then to rebase and then to look to start all over again. But we'll see. One gap at a time, as I say. 60.50 is the first one. So for tomorrow, I'd like to see if we do get any push down to some deep oversold conditions. Probably look to maybe buy them for a scalp, maybe for a push up from a deep oversold condition. These 15-minute time frames got overbought here. But again, it might be really super slow. We'll see what happens with the minutes from the FOMC on Wednesday. But we'll see about and looking for any shorts along the way as well. Also, let me tell you, when you're trading the underlying ETFs, okay, when you're trading the futures markets, please look at the underlying ETFs and please look at the underlying reverse ETFs like the spiders and the SDSs. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you look at the SQQQs here, you can see the 60-minute reversing to buy here, and then look at the 15-minute pullbacks here. And these pullbacks right here, this is a monster bull flag here, and here's the second bull flag, and you can see, but look at the ADXs are rising, getting oversold, positive MACD, oversold, buying pressure, oversold, rising ADX. The Qs had the complete inverse, and all you want to do is just short the market, and that to me, and looking at the underlying ETF, the reverse ETF, the SDSs, the SQQQs, here's the SDSs. Obviously, this is the brother and sister of the spiders. You can see here the pullback here. This is the first pullback this morning here. Really, I mean, I know it only moved like 20 cents or 18 cents, but these are big moves. That's 18 points on the S&P. And then here, you can see the oversold condition. Again, positive MACD, rising ADX, oversold condition. So please, if you're going to trade futures, please look at the underlying ETFs, the spiders, and the SDSs as well. All right. So like I said, for tomorrow, any push down to new lows or any big capitulations to deep oversold conditions, I'll probably be looking to buy for a pop. And then again, because the trend is negative, I'll be looking for shorting opportunities if we do get some overbought conditions on the 15 or 30-minute time frames. Normally, when the 60s reverse to sell, you're probably going to get a bounce off the to the 30 and the 60-minute time frame to work off this oversold condition. So that's when I would say let them have them. All right. When I get back, I want to talk about two important things. One happened today, and it's interesting because I want to teach you something that I spoke to someone today that really needed to be expressed here tonight. And also I want to talk about part of my methodology that's really important. Okay, so a person today is trading, doesn't know how to short stock, okay, is trading Tesla from the long side, owns Tesla at 334, Tesla's trading 340, and you got 6 points locked in the stock, and ultimately the stock traded and it closed at 329.32. Person kept the stock, watched it go all the way down. Now, first of all, what I don't understand is you're up 6 points in the stock. Why you don't lock it in one or sell half and raise your stop to at least the break even to 334, raise it to 334.5. Didn't do it. Ends up now holding the position. Okay, so you were up 600, well, actually up 140 shares, up over 6 points, close to $800 profit. Didn't sell it out or even sold half and raised the stop maybe to 38 or to 36 or to even break even at 34, 34.5, whatever. Didn't do that. Now holding it, now praying. This is not trading, and this is why 99% of traders fail. Okay, and it just ripped my stomach, and I just don't understand the methodology behind this. I can't tell people what to do, but this is why people self-destruct. Okay, I don't know where they think they're going. The stock is up 6 points. You take the profit. You hit singles and doubles. You're up $800. Good day, right? Okay, now you're down 5 points, maybe 6, and up 6 in the pre-market, post-market. So now you're down $800. So what a reversal! I mean, it just makes no sense. Even if you sold half and you lowered your stop to 338, okay, or 336, or even 334, to me, guess what? That's not trading. The second thing I want to talk to you about is my methodology. When you do a trade, right, you have to determine if it's a scalp trade or a strategy. Okay, today there were a lot of strategies on the longs this morning. On the longs today, there were scalps longs. Okay, but so if you're trading the market, the first thing you got to do is it a pattern or is it a scalp trade? 2, how many contracts do you want to trade? Are you going to trade micros or are you going to trade the E-minis if you're trading futures, the big ones, the micros or the E-minis? The third thing, if you're long, is it going to make a new high or a lower high? If you're short, is it going to make a new low or a lower low? Okay, so this is the mindset that people have to get into when you're trading with me. Again, I'll go slow again. First thing, is it a pattern trade or is it a scalp trade? And you hear me say, this is a pattern, this is a scalp. And I'm teaching the patterns and the strategies throughout the day. 2, are you going to go to micros on the trade or are you going to go to the big ones? Okay, if it's a pattern, I probably would do the big ones. I can't tell you what to do. If you want to use scalp or if you want to use the micros for pattern, it's clearly up to you. 3, is it going to make a new low or a higher low? Is it going to make a new low or a higher low if you're short? Is it going to make a new high or a lower high if you're long? So these things need to be in your thought process when you're trading. All right. With that being said, thank you for joining me and the bull, the bear, and the ugly. Please hit the subscribe button, leave a comment. Please join my community of traders from around the world at sktrading.live. I'd love to hear from you. Please, if you like to follow me on social media, follow me on official Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and X. Also, if you'd like to reach out to me, my cell phone number is 914-500-7484. Also, next Thursday from 8 to 10, this is the last one, free Tokyo session. So please come and join me. If you'd like to be part of that, there's a code Tokyo2+1. Tokyo2+1. We're giving 1 month free. If you join for 3, you pay for 2, you get 1 free. Again, every Tuesday night from 8 to 10. Next Thursday will be the last free one. Then we're making it a product. So with that being said, have a great night, everybody. God bless you. Enjoy your family and friends and pets. And most of all, God bless the United States of America.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast. your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.